Hello, Team Fierce Fit and Faithful Coach family. I am super, super, super excited and honored to be coming to you this evening or whenever it is that you are finding a little chunk of time to watch this, and I appreciate your time because I know it's very precious. I have put together my heart in some notes with the hopes, one, of keeping me on track because I want to be conscientious of your precious time, but also because just have some things that have been swirling around and bubbling up in my heart and in my mind, and I just want to share them with the team as we move into 2019 together. Last night, which was December 27th, many of us hopped onto the Masterclass 101 with Brittany Leggett, who is our great grandma upline coach. I can tell you that she is an amazing woman. I am super proud to be in her team because she's a great woman of faith and a sincere woman who has a heart to help each of us. But I finished the call very overwhelmed, not because the information wasn't wonderful, but one, because it was a little different than what I thought the call was going to be based on the materials that we had been provided, the team leaders had been provided. I thought it was more of a goal setting and trajectory planning type of thing for the new year, which in a way it was, but it was also geared primarily more so to teach us about the new Road to Elite program that Beachbody has put together, which is a great program, and I'm super excited about it, and I fully intend to continue to educate myself about that, and set some goals for our team there. But I figured if I hung up from that call or signed off from that call feeling overwhelmed and kind of freaking out and like, oh, what, that perhaps, and more than likely, some of you probably signed off feeling the same way. I felt motivated and excited, but I also just didn't have a clear direction. And right now, with coming off of the holidays and going into a brand new year, what better time to set our direction? So in light of that, as I posted shortly after the call, the training ended last night, I just felt very compelled to come on and put together our own Masterclass 101 that is more, I'll just say it, down to the basics. Again, my heart and my mind just coming out and sharing with you all. And so this is going to be the Team Fierce Fit and Faithful Coach Family Masterclass for going into 2019. And really what I have for you, I have 3 best practices or 3 commitments that I'm going to highly suggest that you make and follow as we go into the new year and carry them with you. And then I have 1 call to action that we'll wrap up with, okay? So as you can see, I'm trying to stay very focused. I have my notes, and I've prayed to stay on track. So here we go. All right, so I will say that a lot of this, I'm just going to dive in because there I go. I'm not going to squirrel it. Okay. So number one best practice, number 1 commitment that I would ask of you, and this is actually one of the vital behaviors, is to truly, in the year of 2019, to commit to a program and commit to your Shakeology. Now, don't tune me out there. I have some real tangible, thoughtful reasons behind this, okay? Because I know we hear one of the 4 vitals is be proof the product works, okay? So we hear that and we kind of might get numb to that. But I firmly believe, and this is personal heart here, that we have, in order to be authentic in coming out and talking about what we are offering folks, what we're asking them to invest their money in, we need to also be doing it. I cannot lead authentically unless I'm leading by example, okay? And darn it, I had a scripture that I was gonna pull up, and I didn't grab my Bible before so I'm just grabbing my husband's. So comes back to, for me, James 2:18. So, but someone will say, you have faith, I have deeds. Show me your faith without deeds, and I will show you my faith by what I do. I firmly believe that in order to help people the most and to help your business the most, we have to be walking the walk as much as we're talking the talk. And I mean this as far as leadership, but I mean this down to the basics of committing to a program from start to finish and committing to drinking your Shakeology every single day. I can say that when I started doing that, I saw a true shift in my business, but moreover, I saw a true shift in my health and fitness overall, and I felt and experienced a true shift in my belief in what I was talking to people about, my belief and my sincerity. Even if you aren't sharing the workout or the shake every single day, which is okay, committing to a program and committing to the products that we offer, which are amazing, by the way, builds confidence and it builds belief on your own part, and it builds community, and you can really speak with true sincerity and true authenticity. I'm looking down at my notes, not because I don't want you to feel engaged, but because I'm really committed to staying on track here. So what does that mean? So I can say that for me, last year at this time, I was gearing up for 80-day obsession. And I knew that by committing to a program that is actually more like 90 days-ish or so, that was going to require me to take a break from my lengthy runs with my dogs. They are not a huge fan of 80-day obsession. I still took them out, but of course, I wasn't going to do an hour workout at 6 days a week and then be going on long runs with my dogs. I just wasn't going to do that to my body. I knew that wasn't for me. Maybe it's for you, but not for me. So it meant sacrificing that, but oh my gosh, I can tell you that after I finished that program from start to finish, I can honestly say that I do not remember ever being more physically fit, maybe since I was 16 years old. And so these programs work. And I started this journey in October of 2016 by drinking Shakeology and fell in love with it. I didn't adopt the workout programs at the time because I was running and kind of doing my own thing, which is absolutely okay. But I can tell you that when I began to take advantage of the fact that Beachbody pours millions of dollars into these programs and marketing them and designing them and works with super trainers because they need to sell them. So they want to have programs that offer results. They want to have programs where you switch from doing mindless time at the gym or, just a wacky running routine where you're not seeing body composition change and you're not seeing pounds and inches lost and you're not seeing endurance going up. You shift to these results-driven programs where you get the before and the after, and there's power in that, okay? So I don't know exactly what that means for you, but what I do know is that on Beachbody On Demand, there are hundreds of different workouts, and there are countless different programs for all different fitness levels. And each workout, even the crazy ones, have a modifier. And so I highly, highly encourage you to adopt a program and start it and finish it as written. So do each workout on the days that the super trainer tells you on the cool calendar that I still print out and mark off on my refrigerator because I'm old school. Take some before pictures so that you can do some after pictures. You don't have to share them with anybody, but even just by you doing that, by you logging into Beachbody On Demand, by you seeing how simple it is and how all these tools are right at our fingertips, all the PDFs that come with each program, all the added value, you will build belief and sincerity on your own part and be able to share that with authenticity like we learned about in James, right? And then also, you're going to see some amazing results. I mean, most of us here have already seen some amazing progress in weight loss and inches lost and endurance and just overall body confidence. When you do a program, a Beachbody program from start to finish, if you do it the way it's written, even if you follow the modifier 100% of the time, you will absolutely see results. And people see that. You'll see it, which builds confidence, but people see that around you and they're like, what are you doing? What's different? Tell me about it. So I say that from experience because I started this as an athlete or as a former athlete. Played volleyball in high school and college, and was a gym rat forever. And then I was a runner when I was introduced to Beachbody, and I bought the challenge pack, so I was exposed to the Beachbody on Demand, but I never logged into it because I was a runner and that's what I did. And that's absolutely great. I still take my dogs running and I love it. But I can tell you again, I'll just say it one more time, that when I shifted, and the first program I committed to do from start to finish was Shift Shop. It was 3 weeks. I told my dogs, okay, I'm not going to be taking you for long runs because I'm going to just try this. Shift Shop released summer of 2017. So for me, I did October 2016 all the way, I think, to June of 2017. I don't think I even ever logged into Beachbody on Demand. I did my running and I did my Shakeology and I was doing my challenge groups and they were fine with me doing my running, but I felt compelled to try it. I loved Chris Downing on the promos that I would see about him, and I thought 3 weeks, whatever, I can do that. Had a couple gals join me. It was kind of the first Team Fierce Fit and Faithful cycle that ever existed, and wow. Within 21 days, I was sold on the idea that these programs offer results. And so I'd already become a walking billboard for Shakeology because it changed my life and changed my nutrition and changed my digestive tract habits, my GI habits. And then I became a believer in that. And there's sincerity in that. There's authenticity in that. And there's blessings in that for yourself because holy cow. Just great fitness progress. So let me see if there's any other notes that I had on there. But yes, so that is a best practice that I'm going to encourage you. I mentioned the drinking your Shakeology every day. So I know most of us do that, and that's fantastic. But I encourage you, if you haven't in a while, go read the ingredients on the back of that bag. Look at the pictures. See if you can even pronounce these superfoods. Really allow yourself to understand and to accept the fact that this is not just some random, silly protein shake that you're buying off the shelf. This is a superfood supplement that it has ingredients that are harvested from all over the world, that from indigenous farmers, and then it's sun-dried at like very low temperatures to maintain its integrity, and then pulverized into a powder, and then tested again to make sure that the integrity is the best that it can be as it ships out to us in its cute little Ziploc bag. Understand that. If you have forgotten the magic of what's in there, go Google some of the videos that are out there. Shakeology has a YouTube channel. Go watch some of them, or do your own research. I posted a video here in the team, I think about a month or so ago, about my own journey, my own testimony about Shakeology. It is potent. It is it is like Garden of Eden food. I believe that this is like the way that Adam and Eve must have eaten. It is stuff that we are blessed to have been introduced to and that we're blessed to feed ourselves every day. And if you're not feeding yourself that shake every day, you should be. You absolutely should be, because I hope you're encouraging other people to, and you want to be authentic when you're sharing. Also, by drinking it every day, you have a story to share. Like I said, Devin helped me do a quick video about my testimony with Shakeology. Literally has revolutionized my life. And so I don't ever feel like I'm selling the stuff. I feel like I'm telling someone or sharing with someone a solution to weight loss, to bloat, to making sure they get all the gaps of their nutrition filled. Because in America, our food is so tampered with, and so it's, hardly even food sometimes. This fills in all of those gaps for us. And my point is that vital behavior that says be proof the products work is as much for us internally as it is for us externally for our business. When you're doing a program from start to finish and you're drinking your superfoods every single day, you will experience results and progress and probably some miracles. I know I have. Therefore, you then believe in it and you're authentic, and then you can share that and you have testimonies to help others and pay it forward. Okay? So that is one best practice and one commitment that I prayerfully hope you will go into 2019 with if you haven't already been following that practice. The second one is this. Let's see, where's my number 2? It actually leads to number 2. Be proud of what you have accomplished, okay? Every woman in here, each of you that's watching this, is an incredible, incredible lady, humble and beautiful in so many ways. Yeah, go right ahead, sweetie. Thank you for asking. And along with Christ's help, you have accomplished some great stuff since committing to your recommitting or committing or whatever with your health and fitness journey. There are some of you here that have lost over 50 pounds. Some of you here that have more definition in your muscle tone and are carrying more lean muscle mass than you have ever, or at least in 20 or 30 years. There are some of us here that have a healthier relationship with food than we have had in a quarter of a century. Be proud of that. I know that the Bible teaches us to be humble, but if we are glorifying the Lord when we're out talking about our success, then I say that glorifies Him as well. And there's nothing to be ashamed of, because you're the one that has worked on cleaning up your eating habits. You're the one that does the sweat sessions. You're the one that lifts the weights. You're the one that has put in this work. It's hard work, what we're doing. I love it, and it's awesome, and we have these great tools right at our fingertips, but we still have to use them. I mean, how many of us know folks that have purchased a challenge pack and just not really ever moved forward with it? So we paid it forward to them. We shared the blessing that the Lord introduced us to, but instead of choosing to use it like we did, they've chosen not to. They haven't chosen to do the hard work, right? I mean, Grandma always said, if it's worth having, it's worth working for, right? It's hard work. So be proud of that. I've spoken to this before, but I can tell you that there is absolutely nothing wrong with being proud of how far you've come. None of us are done with our journeys, right? I don't believe we're done with our journeys on this side of heaven. But by you sharing the progress that you've made thus far and sharing goals that you have moving forward, you're blessing someone else. Who knows how many someone else's? You're helping someone else. And I'll paint a picture for you, okay? So my coach, Kelly, introduced me to Beachbody and all of this in October of 2016. And I began out of a moment of desperation and dove in because I figured I had nothing to lose at this point. I tried so many other things. And I began seeing success very shortly thereafter. I did not share it for a good 3 or 4 months of anything that I was doing. I was keeping it really all to myself and just kind of seeing if this was going to work, if it's going to last, if it was going to stick. But then in early spring of 2017, I felt the nudge to say, man, for someone that struggled with food and weight and exercise for pretty much her whole life, this is pretty incredible. This is miraculous. I find this to be a blessing. And I decided to start talking about it and start sharing about it. Was I at my goal weight? Absolutely not. Did I have the perfect American body? Absolutely not. Whatever that is. Do I have it all figured out? You guys know me. Absolutely not. This gal ain't glamorous. But I had something that had helped. It had gotten me from here, from a place of desperation to where I was. And so I just started talking about it. I started sharing about it. First, it was in individual texts and messages, and then I felt called to put it out on social media. And I did a video and invited people to join me, whatever that was going to look like. I just felt like I wanted to share it. Because I started talking about it, and because I kept talking about it, it wasn't a flash in the pan or a fad. Two of you, Jess Ward and Chris Lindquist, actually reached out to me and said, "What is this that you're doing? You've been talking about it for a while. Tell me more." Because they asked, now we have folks like Susan in the Midwest that heard about this. We have a friend, I have a friend in Brooklyn who's doing this. We have folks that also had felt such despair in their health and fitness because I shared. I felt, or I was obedient to the call, I believe, from the Holy Spirit to share. And then Chris and Jess asked. And then they shared. And then more people asked them. And then more people watched them. And then we're out there sharing. And Susan's sharing. And Liza's sharing. And all of this, right? So Liza is with us because she works with Pete, who is married to Chris. And, so, right? By you being proud and getting out there and telling your story over and over and over and sharing it consistently and just being truthful and authentic and transparent, you're helping people. It does not make you a narcissistic, bratty person or a, an arrogant woman to get out there and say that you have found something, that you have been blessed to find something that has helped you turn your health and fitness journey, your relationship with food, your confidence, whatever it is, all of the above probably, has helped you turn it around. In fact, I think, in hindsight now, and I can say this from the illustration I just gave you, in hindsight, I think that by keeping it a secret, because you're afraid of judgment or you're afraid of whatever, whatever it is, and I'm not knocking it because I get it, I understand, but by keeping it a secret, you're actually doing a disservice to people that you could otherwise be helping. So I encourage you, if you're a 2B Mindset certified mentor, talk about that. Why? Why did you become a mentor? Why did you go through that process and that work and that studying to do it? Why? Because the reason why you did it could be something that could resonate with someone. If you've lost over 50 pounds and you still have another 20, 30, 40 to go, talk about that. Because someone out there is going to resonate with that and is going to be blessed to know that they're not alone. Whatever your story is, you're not the only one, and it's valuable, okay? So please find a way, pray on it, journal, let's chat, whatever it is. If you struggle with sharing the success and the progress that you have and the future goals that you're setting for your own health and wellness, find a way to be comfortable with it and learn that you're simply paying it forward. Because someone else, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 rungs ago, paid it forward. And thank goodness that she did. All right, number 3. Water first. Number 3 best practice, and something that I hope that you will adopt and commit to for 2019, is commit to being here and being a proud Beachbody coach and moreover a health and wellness helper and advocate for the long haul. Commit for the long haul. No matter what your goals are, find a consistency. find a way to commit to something, whether it's 15 minutes a day, 15 hours a day, a 3-hour chunk of time twice a week. Take an honest look at your roles, your responsibilities, your schedule, and figure out what it's going to take for you to commit to be here for the long haul. And this is why. I firmly believe, and after being at Summit and being able to be a part of all these amazing teams, uplines of which we are all a part of, and hearing from women that I respect very much, and just hearing stories, even just hearing the national wake-up calls, which are great. I believe and I trust confidently, and believe this everything down in my bones, that though this business opportunity of coaching is not a quick fix, which is where the long haul comes in. It's not a quick fix. It is a fix to the extent of whatever you want it to be. Whether you want it to be, like Brittany was teaching us last night, mapping to elite and, being a 15-star diamond coach and, this becoming your full-time gig and being a social media influencer and, just living completely financially free and giving so much to charity that you don't even know how much you're giving away because it's just, whatever it is. If that's your fix or your goal, this is a fix to that. It's not a quick fix, but it's a fix. Or perhaps also awesome goal. Perhaps your goal is to simply help two people a month. 2 people a month get started with the solutions that have helped you and have changed your life. Get them started. That's 2 souls, 2 priceless souls. If your goal is to help 2 people a month get started on their health and fitness journey, and you're going to love on them and you're going to coach them and you're going to, walk alongside them. And in turn, by doing so, by helping these 2 souls get started and have life change, in turn, you get your Shakeology paid for. That's a great goal tool. And maybe you're somewhere in the middle there. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle of, the over here and the over there, right there. Whatever it looks like for you, this business opportunity of being a health and wellness coach is the fix. It's not the only fix. There's lots of ways to make money. But I've seen it. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. I've met these people in person. They are people and women just like us. There's nothing, we're all special, but there's nothing like they weren't born with some special genetic chip implanted in them that says you will be a successful coach someday. The biggest what sets them apart, is the commitment for the long haul. So, let's see. I want to get back to my notes here. Okay. So, again, this is not a quick fix, okay? But it can be a fix to whatever it is that you want it to be. Here's why. We have programs that work. Many of us know that. I have been an athlete for the most of my life and never have had something that's so dialed in, so easy, not easy workouts, but easy to access and easy to follow to get great results. There's programs that work, and there's a company behind them that pours money into marketing and to making sure these programs are insane in a good way. We're drinking not just a silly shake. I just talked about how incredible it is, how potent it is. I encourage you to go do that research for yourself and be drinking it every day. We have the gold standard of superfoods that it would be impossible to make a Shakeology shake with what's available in my town. Like, the ingredients are not available. I could go to 20 different stores and high-end locations to buy stuff, and I wouldn't be able to buy all of it in town, okay? And we have, as a coach family, and as the women that we are and what we've committed to, we have, in addition to the programs that work, the gold standard superfood supplement. We have accountability in each other and in Christ. And we have that ability to create that community for our own teams, whether it's in the Team Fierce Fit and Faithful foundational page, whether it's in one of my challenge groups, whether it's in one of your challenge groups that you're doing separately or your own group aside. You have that knowledge now and that true authentic experience of what community and accountability is and what inviting Christ into your health and fitness journey can do. You have it and you can live it and walk it and show it and share that. For so long, this journey was a secret and it was shameful for me. It was something I never talked about. And I know that was the biggest I never even talked about it with the Lord because I felt like it was selfish. I know that was the biggest reason why I never found true success and peace. We have that. We live that. We know it. We have experienced it. It's why I started Team Fierce Fit and Faithful, and I believe it's why you're here. So this can be a fix to whatever it is that you want it to be. Now, I know for many of us, part of this is our ministry, right? So the fix for us is to be serving others and pouring into others and helping them find their freedom with food and exercise and health and all this stuff, body confidence and all of that. How amazing is it that while we're doing that, we also get to earn an income? That's not a bad thing. I would say that's a God thing. To have those two things come together, like that only can come from God in my mind, or in my belief system, right? So, let's see. I encourage you to listen to this last week's National Wake Up Call with Ashton Thorell. She has a great perspective. Again, another woman of faith. I love it when people talk about Jesus on the National Wake Up Call. She has a great perspective on how she has grown her business. She's very successful. She's doing very well. But it's been more of like a slow and steady pace because she really likes to love on everybody individually. She really wants to add value. She doesn't want to pour onto everybody on day one and say, you need to be doing this and this and this and this. She wants to meet people where they are and pour in and love on them and pour into them in that state and help them grow alongside her. It's beautiful. So I highly encourage you because I need you to know that calls like last night are fantastic. And if you're fired up and ready to map to Elite in 2019, let's talk because I would love to help you. But that's not required. It doesn't have to be. For you to be successful at this, you get to define what success looks like for you. Hi, Solo. You get to define. My success looks like never having to pay for another bag of Shakeology because I'm helping 2 people a month. That's beautiful. 2 souls a month that you're helping and you're earning $100 a month. Success to me looks, like something different. It looks like paying off mounds, I'm saying me personally here, Amy, looks like paying off mounds and mounds of debt that up until about a year ago, I really thought that we would be paying on until well into our 50s, possibly even our 60s. And that was me. I'm a finance major. I mapped it out and I was looking at it and trying to make, the best plan and the best arrangements. And I see that this is a fix for me. I mean, what an answer to prayer. So it's like, I get to have this fix to help with that. At the same time, I'm helping folks. Wouldn't you agree? So here's why I say it in the long haul though. Excuse me, Solo. So, cats just kind of do whatever they want. This is why I say it's the long haul. Again, because this is not a quick fix. No matter what your goals are, if you're whichever end of the spectrum or anywhere in between, it's not going to happen overnight. In fact, it's not going to happen in a year. And I believe, I'm convinced, and because I've done this for the better part of my life, and I'm so thankful that, through personal development, how great is it to work alongside a company that one of our jobs is to read personal development. But through personal development and through you guys and just growing as a person, And by the grace of God, I've learned this, that especially in the New Year's season, but I'll say we overestimate what we can do in a year. We have these huge, gigantic, lengthy, long list of big, gigantic, audacious goals, and that's great and wonderful. But if you're saying you're going to do all of that in 1 year, you're possibly setting yourself up for failure. Because you're going to get to like March or April and be like, man, I haven't gotten very far on that list, and I'm a failure, and just throw it out. Or something to that extent. I believe in this New Year's season especially, we overestimate what we can do in a year, what a year can become. But because we live in calendar years, right, 12 months in a year, we then underestimate what we can accomplish in 5 to 10 years. If you commit to finding some type of consistency for your business, whatever that looks like for you, and I encourage you to pray on it, look at your calendar, look at your life's commitments, your season of life, determine what that looks like for you, okay? If you will find a way to be consistent in your business practices, this will be a fix of whatever you want it to be in 5 to 10 years. I firmly believe that. I believe it without question. So that brings me to my call to action. More water. Here's your call to action. For a few moments, I want you to just allow yourself to sit and think about what would be the coolest, most amazing thing or things that you could do or have completed in 5 or 10 years. I'm looking at 10 years, primarily because I'm working through the Start to J journal that Rachel Hollis put out, and it's a 10-year thing, and it just feels right for me. Some people feel better in 5 years. And the reason that I feel comfortable saying 5 to 10 years is because when I listen to these national wake-up calls, when I watch the speakers at Summit, when I go to these trainings, these coaches, I've seen one that's been around longer than 10 years, okay? These coaches have been around anywhere from 3 to 8 years or so. So when I talk about a fix but not a quick fix, I'm talking like the 5 to 10 year thing, okay? So for a few moments, I would love for you to just think, man, that would be so super cool. That would be just amazing, almost intangible. Don't overthink this. Don't think like, don't think of it, whatever you're picturing, and then talk yourself out of it, or think, I better dream small, or better think so. Just for a moment, just let yourself think of what that is. I'll tell you that for me, in 10 years, it looks being completely debt-free and being able to have a chunk of money built up in our savings account and in Nicholas's college fund, because he'll be 16, and having a fun vacation booked and in the calendar annually. Now, I have lots of other goals and specific things that I have written down, but those are 3 tangible things that I can tell you, man, like my heart gets excited. My heart leaps when I think about that being a reality. And I believe in faith that it is very possible. And I'm working towards that. I'm setting goals, and I am planning to make that a reality. In fact, I'm claiming it that it is a reality. But what would that be for you? Is it a vacation home? Is it, whatever it is, whatever that could be, where you're just like, man, and I think most of us are old enough now where we know that 5 or 10 years is like that. right? So whereas we can say, well, I didn't get far enough in my business this year, where could you be in 5 to 10 years? It is possible to get to that, whoa, that was super cool. That would be so cool if that was like my life. It is possible to get there with this opportunity. It really absolutely is. I mean, I know I need to say an income disclaimer here, but I think you guys know my heart. It is possible here. And get this, all the while, you're helping people. All the while. So that's your basic call to action, but it's not basic because I think a lot of us, we don't take the time to say what would be my best situation, my best life, what would be the best place for me to be in 5 to 10 years. Some of us feel like that's narcissistic. I think it's smart because there has to be a reason for us to continue doing this. There's a great reason because this will help us get there. All right, so to recap, your 3 best practices going into 2019, and I prayerfully hope that you will adopt these for the year. Commit to a program, commit to your shake. Be proud of what you have accomplished and what you're going to accomplish. And share it. You add value to people's lives when you do. Commit for the long haul. Whatever your goals are, whatever that fix looks like for you, commit for the long haul because I guarantee you that if you will commit and show up and be consistent, oh wow, that is so amazing, that's so awesome type thing that you just envisioned or that you're going to envision when you sign off here, it can come true. It absolutely can. This is a fix for that. It's not a quick fix, but it's a fix. So if you didn't do the call to action while I was rambling on just now, I encourage you when we finish up here to please do the call to action. Just give yourself a moment to think about what that looks like. And if you would be so kind, because I believe in accountability, as you know, and I also would love to pray alongside you and just encourage you for that. If you would, in the comments of this video, tell us what it is. I told you what mine are. I told you what 3 of mine are in 10 years. Tell us in 5 years or in 10 years, this is my big, hairy, audacious picture of what I would love to have accomplished or what I would love to be real and in existence. Tell us what it is. I would love to cheer you on. All right. I had a goal of keeping this to under 45 minutes, and I did it. So I'm going to sign off at 43 minutes and 15 seconds. And I'm just going to tell you that I am super excited for 2019. I truly believe that the Lord has great things for this coach family. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you taking time out of your holiday visits and travels to just come along here and listen to me. And please let me know if there's any way specifically that I can be helping you. In the meantime, know that you're always in my prayers and that I'm excited to see what the Lord has for us in 2019. Bye.